Hello again, it's Pamela with Beech Tree Designs, and I have some more prints that I would like to share with you. I frequently say, oh, this is one of my favorites. I really love almost every print that I make. Even the ones that maybe are not so clear have a wonderful use. You can use them in books, bind them into books, and that way when you write on them, you're not obscuring a very detailed image. So I'm going to start flipping through. This is a print that I made with oak leaves. A neighbor of ours had to have an oak tree taken down because it was diseased, and he had planted it as a young man. So I have several prints that I've made using leaves from his trees that I will offer to him, and he'll get to choose which ones he would like, and then I'm going to get them framed for him as a way of remembering his tree, because he was very sad that it had to come down. You'll see there's a lot of ghosting, what I call ghosting, on this image, which is color bleed through that we've gotten from the back side, which is red rose petals, as well as some other layers further down. And I came up with this combination recently, and I really love it. I like using the pine needles, bundles of pine needles, with something on the other side that's going to give a lot of color. And on this, you're getting bleed through from morning glories that were a couple layers down. And these are more of the oak leaves. And here, as I said, not every print comes out really, really clearly, but there's a use for every print, I believe. And if you were going to frame this, it's also okay that the backside is not, exactly stellar, because it's going to be hidden if you frame it. I also do a lot of prints not only on watercolor paper, but on some lighter weight papers, 24-pound papers that I have found accept the dye well and hold up to the hour to hour and a half in simmering water that it takes to get the pigments transferred into the paper. Not every paper can deal with that. Some of them kind of disintegrate. Not completely disintegrate, but they fall apart a bit. So here we've got some more rose petals. And I was dyeing some soap ribbons, so that's why you can see sort of the lines there. And there are rose leaves were used on this side, and you can see the other side of the rose leaves. And this is petals from Rose of Sharon, and interspersed with just some tiny little flower buds that I hadn't used in previous prints, and they were a little wilty, but they still gave that beautiful pop of yellow, didn't they? And Dawn Redwood, which also looks nice if you've got it on top. If you have behind it something that's going to give you a lot of blue color, you can just get some really nice effects. And leaves usually work really, really well. This is plumbago, which makes lovely, lovely prints. And I have some seeds that I need to start. I'll probably do winter sowing with them come December. And then these are some fronds of Amsonia, which I'm also exploring as a source of bast fibers, either for using for basketry or for spinning. And here we've got a nice mix. I have some plant that I put in one of my planter boxes, not intending to use it as a dye plant. but that's where the blue is coming from. And it really has a lot of intense color. In here you can see I've used, in addition to the Queen Anne's lace foliage, we have some of the flower heads too, which really give a nice effect. And here is some fabric that I included in the stack, and we have Coreopsis, gives us that beautiful deep orange. And then the yellow is from Lemon Gem Marigolds, and then again I've got some of the florets from the Verbena that's in my one decorative pot. And that's the back side. You can see how the colors bleed through. And this is another one of my favorites that I just started working with this year. This is actually the back side, so the flowers were not directly facing this side of the cloth, they were facing this side. And these are Sulphur Cosmos, which are fabulous, fabulous dye plants, and make beautiful eco prints too. And this, I have persimmon leaves, and we're getting a lot of color from the blue annual florets as well as the Sulphur Cosmos. And some foliage on the back. We've got this one upside down. And again, some of the oak leaves from my neighbor's tree. I'm going to keep working with them. I have some in a plastic bag in the refrigerator. So I am going to keep working with them, and then I'll have several different ones that I can offer him. And this is some maple leaves, sugar maple leaves, and this is the other side of the sugar maple leaf. And we've got some blues bleeding through from behind, because on the next layer down we had morning glories. And they give a nice amount of color as well. And I have had prints that I made with morning glories that are 4 years old, and they have not faded a bit. So now they have not been in direct sunlight. That's one thing you need to keep in mind with your eco prints, is that you do not want to put them in direct sunlight. So if you're mounting them on a wall, you want to use UV resistant glass, and also hang them out of the way of direct sunlight. I hope you have enjoyed looking at my prints. If you are inspired to start eco printing and would like some guidance as you start out with this wonderful art form, please check out the link below. I will be teaching a class on Lessonface, which is an online teaching platform, and that class is on September 9th. Again, there will be a link below. Feel free to share that link with anyone you know who might be interested. And hopefully I will see some of you in the virtual classroom. Thanks so much for watching.